we were doing game theory, and I'll just recapitulate a little bit whatever we have done till date. So, a game is a situation where there is a conflict of interest. Generally, we talk about two-person zero-sum game and other games, fair game, and all that. So, a game is of two types: either it is a deterministic game or it's a probabilistic game. A deterministic game is played with pure strategies and it has a saddle point. So for finding out saddle point, we find out row mean and column max, and then from the pure matrix we find out the row minimums and column maximums, and then find out the max of row mean and minimum of column max. If they coincide, if they are equal, then there is a saddle point and that game is deterministic. And after that we write down the optimum strategy of the both the players, and the deterministic game is over. And if the game does not have a saddle point, then the game becomes a probabilistic game. So probabilistic game is played with mixed strategies. That means sometimes both the players will play different strategies with certain probabilities, and that is why it is termed as a mixed strategy game. Probabilistic game is a mixed strategy game. So we have seen there are several different types of mixed strategy game. If it's a 2 cross 2 mixed strategy game, then we can use the algebraic method of solution. We have given the formula, and we have checked that the algebraic formula we have used to find out the optimum strategies with the probabilities, as well as we can find the value of the game. So after if it's a 2 cross 2 game, then it's a we can use the algebraic method. Now if it's not a 2 cross 2 game, if it is a in 2 cross n or n cross 2, that means either the number of rows or the number of columns are more than 2, then we can use graphical method of solution. And we have checked for 2 cross n, we have seen that we have found out the lower envelope, and we have talked about the highest point of the lower envelope. And if we can find out the lower envelope and the highest point of the lower envelope, so that particular point which gives the highest point of the lower envelope, uh, uh, which gives the highest point of the lower envelope is the corresponding mixed strategies that are kept. And then we can so two strategies were kept, and we can use the algebraic method after that. And for n cross 2 method, n cross 2 means if a has more than two strategies, then we have chosen the upper envelope and lowest point of the upper envelope, and that particular point that which gives the lowest point of the upper envelope and corresponding strategies are the optimum strategies. So we have done till this, isn't it? Now we'll see if there are more than two strategies for both the players, then how what can be done. Let's take an example. Let's take an example of a game, and we will talk about dominance property. Please keep your pen and paper ready. Dominance property. I'll I'll just try to explain the dominance property. Let's give an example first. So we'll discuss the dominance property. So please write a problem where we can use a dominance property.
Yes, sir.
Yes. So let's have a value. Let's have a pair of matrix like this: 5, 8. Sorry, 5, 6, 8, 3. Then minus 10, 7, 7, 4, 9, 8, 15, minus 0, 1, 1, 4. Say both the players, please write player A and player B, both the players have 4 strategies each. So both the players have 4 strategies each. How we can solve this game? So if a question comes, how to solve the game, please So what we'll do, students, please tell me what we'll do. Again, I'm saying first thing we have to check whether there exists the saddle point or not. So for that, find out row minimum. Find out row minimum for each. So row minimum, first row minimum is
-10.
0.
minus 10 is there.
Sorry, sir. 0 is 10.
So
Minus
-10.
10.
Minus 10 is,
Yes, sir.
yes. Second row minimum is 1.
1.
1.
Third row minimum
1.
is 1.
1.
Fourth
Minus
-1.
row is
1.
One
minus 1.
minus one.
So row minimum. So first find out the row minimum, then find out column maximum. Column maximum, first column maximum is,
3.
first column maximum is 8.
Oh, sir. 8, 8.
First column maximum is
Sir,
8.
9.
No,
First
sir,
Oh,
8.
sorry.
column, first column,
Yes,
Eight,
sir.
eight.
first column.
8, 8. 8, 8, 8.
Second
8,
column,
7, 15. 7.
second
Seven.
column maximum is 7. Third column
15.
maximum is
4.
15. And
50. Then
4.
4.
and
Sorry, sir.
fourth column maximum is 4. Everybody is following? I hope everybody is following. So
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
then we have to
Yes,
check,
sir. Yes, sir.
then we have to check the maximum of row minimum. So what is the maximum of row minimum? It's 1.
1.
Here there
Yes,
are
sir.
two ones. So maximum of row minimum is 1 and minimum of column max is 4.
7. Sorry, 4, sir.
4. Column
Yes, sir.
max এর minimum হচ্ছে 4. Minimum of column max is 4. It's pretty simple. There is no mathematics. We are doing only maximum and minimum. It's pretty simple.
Yes.
So I hope there is no mistake is being made. So here the maximum of row min is different from the minimum of column max. So that means there is no saddle point. So that means this game has mixed strategy. And what else we can say? What else we can say? B lies
Value will
Value.
uh,
line between
There is the
1 and 4.
1 and 4.
The value of the game lies between 1 and 4. Okay?
Hmm.
Okay.
Okay.
Now, so up to this, we have done. Now there are 4 strategies for A and 4 strategies for B. So whatever we have learned till date, nothing can be done, nothing can be used over here. So there is no 2 cross 2 matrix, so we cannot use the algebraic method. Either it is not a 2 cross n or n cross 2 game, so we cannot use the graphical method also. Then what can be done? What we can do? We can do something called.
Sir, graphical method.
Now, how can we do graphical method? Who said? Who said that? Who said?
Sir, Nasiruddin.
নাসিরুদ্দিন। আমি গলা শুনে কি করে গ্রাফিক্যাল মেথড করবো এটা থেকে? গ্রাফিক্যাল মেথড করার জন্য দুটো রো বা দুটো কলাম চাই। এখানে there are 4 rows and 4 columns. How can we use graphical method? We cannot use graphical method. আমি আগের দিনই বলেছি it's a 2 cross n or n cross 2. এখানে 4টে রো আছে, 4টে কলাম আছে. We cannot use graphical method. আচ্ছা, whether you have written the values matrix, all of you? All of you have written the
Yes, sir.
matrix? Okay, so
Yes, sir.
I'm rubbing it and you tell me, I'm rubbing it and writing it again. You just tell me the values, okay? I'm just rubbing it, okay?
Okay, sir.
As we can see, there are 4 strategies for both the players A and B, so we cannot use graphical method. Now, we'll check whether we can use the dominance property or not. Whether we can use the dominance property. So please write down the dominance property. Dominance property 1. Dominance property rule 1. Please write.
Yes, sir.
If all the elements of a particular row, say ith, if all the elements of a particular row, say ith, is less than equals to, is
So
less
if
than
all the element of a particular
row, say ith, say ith row. I am talking about ith row. If all the elements of a particular row, say ith, is less than equals to is less than equals to corresponding elements I was saying about the dominance rule. So first rule I was saying. So as I was saying, uh, can somebody tell me what I was just give me the starting sentence that I've
Yes,
said?
sir.
So dominance property is equal to 1
Sir, if all
If all the
if all
elements of
elements.
if all the elements
elements of
of a
particular
particular row,
yes, if all the elements of a particular row say ith
Say
is less than equals to corresponding elements
element,
of any other row, corresponding elements of any other row, say jth,
row.
jth,
ठीक है.
then jth row dominates ith row. Then jth row dominates ith row, and hence ith row will be dropped. And hence ith row will be dropped. So let me explain what I've said. Now think about for the person A. Look at the strategy 2 and strategy 3 for A. Look at strategy 2 and strategy 3. What you can see? What are the outcomes of strategy 2 for A? Either he will get 6 rupees or 7 rupees or 8 rupees or 1 rupees for strategy 2, and correspondingly for strategy 3 he will get 8 rupees, 7 rupees, 15 rupees and 1 rupees. So that means he will always get more when if he plays strategy 3 rather than playing strategy 2. For him, it is always better to play strategy 3 rather than playing strategy 2. Here, as I was saying, says the third row dominates second row. Now, there is a one important word that I have used, corresponding. Corresponding means 8 will be compared to 6. 8 cannot be compared to this 7. Mind that. Corresponding means same position. 8 will be compared to
Yes, sir.
6, 7 will be compared to 7, 15 will be compared to 8, and 1 will be compared to 1.
One.
So, third row, all the elements of third row is greater than equals to all the elements of corresponding elements of the second row. We will write this way. We write R3 is greater than equals to R2. This is how we write.
Yes.
We will write R3 greater than equals to R2, drop R2. So that is the rule. If a particular row, if the all the elements, find that all the elements of a particular row is greater than equal to the corresponding elements of any other row, then the bigger row will be retained and the smaller row will be neglected or dropped. So we'll write R3 greater than equals to R2, drop R2, drop R2, and we'll just put a line like this. So this A2 second strategy for A is dropped. Second strategy for A is dropped.
Drop.
Now rule 2, please write rule 2. If for a particular column, say ith, all the elements of a particular column is less than or equal to corresponding elements of any other column, say jth. Again, I am repeating. If all,
Yes, sir.
if all the elements of a particular column, say ith, if all the elements of a particular column, say ith, is less than equals to corresponding
Sir, your
element
voice, sir, your voice was
breaking.
broken.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
I'm repeating again. If all the
Yes,
elements of a particular column, say ith, is less than equals to corresponding elements of any other column, say jth, then ith
sir.
column dominates jth column. Mind that, mind that this will be reverts for player B. The smaller column will be retained. Again, we have, if you remember how we have explained the game. A is the player who's maximizing its gain, and B is the player who is
Mhm.
minimizing its loss. So that correspondingly for A, if the greater row will be retained, and for B, because he is trying to minimize the loss, so for him the smaller one will be retained, the bigger one will be omitted. For B, so for B, as I have said, if the for if a particular column, say ith, the all the elements of a particular column, say ith, is less than equals to the corresponding elements of another column jth, then ith column dominates jth column. Ith column dominates jth column, and jth column will be dropped, and the jth column will be dropped. Okay, and the jth column will be dropped.
Yes, sir.
Fine. So let's see what happens.
Sir, repeat rule two.
What?
Sir, rule 2 repeat करो ना एक बार.
Rule 2 is if all the elements of a particular column, say ith, is less than or equal to corresponding elements of any other column, say jth, then ith column dominates jth column. যেটা ছোট সেটা ডমিনেট করবে।
हाँ
কলামের
सर.
ক্ষেত্রে ছোট কলামটা থাকবে, বড় কলামটা ড্রপ হয়ে যাবে। The bigger column will be dropped. Now, please look at this particular problem. Now, see, before going into the column, now look at row 1 and row 3. Row 1 and row 3. If you can compare row 1 and row 3. See, 5 is compared to 5 is compared to
9.
8.
8.
Sorry,
Row,
sir.
I said
8, 8.
row. I said row. Please, row. 5
Sir,
is
5,
compared to 8.
8,
Minus
minus
10
10,
is compared to 7. 9 is
9,
compared to 15.
0 to
2 is
1.
compared to 1. Yes. Again, see, we can use another row dominance. Here, R3 is greater than R1 also. R3 is greater than equals to R1, isn't it? 5 is
Okay, sir.
compared to 8, minus 10 is compared to 7, 9 is compared to 15, 0 is
Okay,
compared to 1.
0 to 1.
So
Yes,
that
sir.
means here R3 is also greater than R1. So
Hmm.
R1 can be dropped. So drop R1. Drop R1. Now, hello. Now
Sir,
see,
your voice is breaking, sir.
my voice is breaking. Okay, now
Yes, sir.
I'm trying to do it again. So first, if you are comparing row 1 and row 3, then row 3 is greater than row 1, so row
Right.
1 can be dropped. Row 1
Yes,
can
sir.
be dropped. And now we have uh, 2 rows and 4 columns. So it's a 2 cross n. Now we can use graphical method. Now let's check whether we can use the column or one column or not. So first column, if we compare with second column, 8 is greater than 7, but 3 is less than 4. So first and second column cannot be compared. First and third column also cannot be compared. First and fourth column cannot also be compared. See, 8 and 1. Those who are already omitted, we will not consider them. Those row or column which are already omitted, we cannot consider. We will not consider them. Okay, we will not
Okay,
consider
sir.
them. So
So
yes, somebody said
I just had a question. Like over here, we compared two row two and row three first.
firstly row two and row three.
Compared, then we compared row three and row one. So is there any strategy like we have to compare these two only,
No,
or
no, no.
else we can just check like
Yes,
if I am seeing row one has
yes.
all the elements which is greater than row 3, so I can compare row 1 and row 3 and I
You
can drop
can
row
compare
3.
with any row with any other row. It is not necessarily two rows which are side by side each other. It's not like that. You can compare row with compare one row, compare row one with row four. Any two rows, any two rows. Only thing that you have to keep in mind that all the elements of a that's what I said, particular row. Say ith. I is a general term. ith row and gth row, IA, it does not mean that they are in English alphabet. I and J comes one after the A B C D E F G H I J. So it does not mean necessarily mean I and J has to be side by side. It does not necessarily. I is a particular name of I. Generally, we denote in mathematics. We denote that way: ith column and jth column.
Yes.
That does not mean ith column is second. If it is I is second, that J is third. It does not mean that. It means if it is second, it can be any fifth column also. Any two columns. It's just a notation. It's just a representation. Okay. I hope
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
I have tried. I have to. I have made your question clear. I have tried to answer your question. 8, 7,
8, 7,
15,
15,
1,
1,
then
3, 4,
3,
1, 1.
3, 4, minus 1.
3, 4, minus 1, 4.
Or,
Yes, 4. So see, the second column and fourth column. We can use the column dominance. So 7 is compared to 1 and 4 is
yes, sir.
compared to 4. So if we compare C2 and C4. C2 is greater than equals to C4, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Second column is greater than equals to C4. So which one will be dropped?
Sir, 4.
C2.
No, drop C2.
C2 will be 4. Yes,
Drop
sir.
Sir, sir.
C2. Drop C2.
बोलो
In case of
बोलो जी.
column, the smaller one will be left.
Drop.
Think
Yes,
about
sir.
it.
Sorry, sorry.
Think about it because player B is minimizing his loss. If he
Yes, sir.
knows by playing strategy 4 he will minimize his loss than the second strategy, why should he play if he's a sane person, if he's a rational person always wants to minimize his loss. So he will never play strategy 2 and that's why it will be dropped because he knows by playing strategy 2 he will lose more money than playing strategy 4. So why should he? Because all these values are positive. Positive values means he has to pay. Player B has
Yes,
to
sir.
pay player A. And negative values means player A has to pay player B. So for column
Sir, I will repeat on
dominance,
that.
For column dominance, the column with lesser value will remain, will be retained. The column with bigger values uh, will be omitted.
Minus.
Yes. Now you can use the yes. Now you use graph, no problem. You have to use the graph because now you have three strategies. So using the three strategies, you can. So 8 and 3 is somewhere here like this. Then
Sir, 8, 3,
1 and 4 is somewhere. I think
7.
1 4 and 15 minus 1 is somewhere like কিরকম হবে আমি জানি না এরকম কিছু একটা হবে
Sir, I have 2 here, sir. Right side there.
যাই হোক তোমরা ঠিক করে আঁকো না তো আমাকে I have to rub it all and let me draw.
স্যার হয়ে গেছে
So this is 0. So let me make it, this is 5, 10, 15, so this is
15.
15, 10 and 5.
8.
কি পড়ে থাকলো, just tell me what are the values that were left. 8,
8 15
8, 15,
1
1,
1 আর 3 minus 4
Minus 1. Sir, 3 minus 1 and 4.
3 minus 1 and 4.
Minus 4.
Right.
sorry minus 1
So 8,
minus 1 and 4
8
yes
and
sir.
3 is something like this. 8 and 3 is something like this. 15 minus 1 is, here it is minus 1 is something. 15 minus 1 scale.
Yes sir.
15 minus 1 is something like this. And
Yes, sir.
1 4 is something like 1 4 is something like this. Isn't it?
Yes sir.
Yes, sir.
In this case, we have to take the upper.
Yes sir. Yes sir.
Oh, sorry. In this case, you have to take the lower envelope. Now, it's a 2 cross n matrix. It's
Yes sir.
a 2 cross n matrix, so we have to take the lower envelope.
Lower envelope. Yes sir.
And highest point of the lower envelope is this. So, what are the two strategies that remain?
Yes.
The two strategies that remain
1
is
4 and 15 minus 1
15 minus 1 and 1 4. And quickly
Hmm.
calculate
Yes
P1,
sir.
Q1, P2, Q2. Quickly. Quickly calculate P1, Q1. I think P1 is 6 by 19.
Sir, portion, sir.
6 by, no, 5 by 19. Euro?
Sir, 5 by 19.
Sorry, right.
5 by 19.
Right. 5 by 19. And P2 is obviously 14 by 19. And Q1 is 3 by 19. And Q2 is 16 by 19. And B is 60 minus 61 by 19.
Yes, sir.
Huh? So 61 by 19 means 3 point something. 61 by 19 is 3 point something, isn't it? B is 61 by 19.
Yes, sir.
And 61 by 19 means 3 point something.
3 point.
And we have already got that B is lying between
sir
1 and 4.
3.21
So yes, so it is right. So we have already got B is lying between 1 and 4. In the first,
yes sir.
at the beginning we have got. So that's how we have to use the dominance property. Is it okay? So that's how. Finally, we should write down the optimal strategies for A and optimal strategy for B, SA star and SB star. And remember, those uh, those strategies which are already neglected will be probability as will be having probability 0, isn't it?
0. Yes, sir.
2,
Yes sir.
3 and 4. So for A, we have omitted row one and row two. So that means this will be 0, 0, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
And what are the values? We have got P1. We have got P1 as 5 by 19.
5 by 19 and 14 by
Right,
19.
5 by 19 and 14 by 19. So that is, and for B, which are the strategies that we have omitted? I forgot. So can you please? Can somebody say?
So 3 by 19.
No, no. Which one? That the two strategies that were already uh, omitted at the beginning
1, 2.
So 1 and 2.
for B also. Yes, I think for
B, yes, no, only 2. Other,
no. Again, in the graph also.
yes, sir. Yes,
Yes,
yes, yes,
in the
yes, sir.
graph we have omitted another one by drawing
Mm-hmm.
the graph. So this will be
Yes, sir.
3 by 19 and 16 by 19.
16 by
And the value of the game is B is 61 by 19.
19.
So that is the ultimate solution.
3.2.
That is the final solution of this particular problem. Okay. So you have to write the optimal solution, strategy A for A and strategy for B, and the value of the game. That's how you write. And now please try this. I'm giving another problem. Please try this and do it quickly. As so, I'm running this. So a, this is also 4 cross 4 matrix. 1, 2, 3 minus 1. 1, 2, 3 minus 1. Then 2, 2, 2, 2, 1, 5. Then 3, 1, 0, minus 2. And 4, 3, 2, 6. 4, 3, 2, 6. So for A, there are 4 strategies. And for B also there are 4 strategies. So please try to solve. So first, how can you compare? So first, what you need to do is,
Row mean and column.
yes, please do not forget that. Do not, if I am doing mixed strategy, that does not necessarily mean it will be mixed strategy. First thing you have to check whether there exists saddle point or not. So please check quickly check. And I think row mean first row is -1, then 1, then -2 and 2. Column max is uh, column max is 4, 3, 3 and 6. So V lies between what and what value? Can somebody tell me?
So 2 and 3.
2 and 3. I think it is 2 and 3. আমার তাই মনে হয়। তাই না? Max of row mean is 2 and mean of column max is 3. I think that is right. So now I'll ask. So it is not
Sir,
necessarily the way
well,
I am doing that is final. You can do your own way, but I have looked at it first, so I can see that R4 and R3 can be compared, and R4 is greater than equals to R3. So I have dropped R3. Yes, as you people are saying, R4 can be also compared to R2. So R4 is greater than equals to R2, isn't it? 4 is greater than equals to 2,
yes, sir.
3 is greater than 2, 2 is greater than 1, 6 is greater than 5. Fine, right? 4, R4 and R2 can also be compared. So R2 is dropped. Fine. Now what about the columns? Can any column?
স্যার
Yes.
স্যার বলছিলাম যে আর 1 এ আর আর 2 এর মধ্যে যদি কাটার আগে যদি কম্পেয়ার করতাম তাহলে হচ্ছে যেটা থ্রি
হ্যাঁ, এটার জন্য হতো না।
থ্রিটা হচ্ছে ওটা বড় হয়ে যাচ্ছে তাই জন্য ওটা হতো না তাই
রাইট
তো?
রাইট ওটার জন্য হতো
Sir,
না।
P1 half.
ওকে স্যার।
If you compare column 1 with column 2, can we? 1 is greater than no, column 1. Mind that J0,
স্যার
the rows that are already omitted are not there. We will not consider them. Whatever is left, then we will consider them. Yes. Somebody is saying
Sir,
something?
I'm having a problem.
Well,
Sir, I cannot understand that property 2 column wise how we will do.
No, here we cannot apply column wise. Can we apply? I'm just checking. Uh,
Yes, sir. Sir, the column 2 is greater than column 1, so column 2 will be
no, no,
dropped.
column 2 is not greater than column 1. How? 2 is greater than 1, 4,
Oh, sir. Oh,
you cannot compare.
4 is, yes, sir.
We
3 is
cannot,
less than 4.
in fact, we cannot compare 3 is less than
Column.
4.
Yes, sir.
No, that is also not cannot be compared. 3 is
Yes,
greater
sir.
than -1, 2 is less than 6. So I think no column property here we cannot compare. Column
Yes, sir.
property.
Yes, sir.
Please remember it is not necessary. Both the rules can be applied. It is not necessary. You can. Our only objective is to find out two rows or two columns. If we can find out two rows or two columns, we can always use graphical method. So to find out what are the two for the other two strategies for the other one remains. So here we have
So,
got.
but when we are drawing this graph, where the highest point of the lower segment
uh,
is like touching all the three, like
No, no, touching not all the
or
three. No, no, no. It will be the 2 points. Generally speaking, maybe for some exceptional case, it may come like that, but that's an exceptional case. But in general, how can we get a point? The point can be obtained by intersection of two straight lines. The highest
okay,
point
sir.
can be obtained by intersection of two straight lines. So those two straight lines will remain. Those two strategies will remain. Other strategies will be neglected. Other strategies will be neglected. Other strategies will be neglected. In fact, there are two more rules. I am not giving those rules because it's not very easy. A little bit of complicated is there. Some complication is there. Maybe we'll write, but please try in this case. Try the graphical
Sir,
method.
complete, sir.
You have done the graphical method.
Yes.
Yes, quickly do the graphical and solve quickly.
Yeah. Sir, P1 half বেরিয়েছে স্যার।
আমি জানি না আমি করে somebody please আরেকজন কেউ suggest because I need to do it otherwise how do I know? Please
ওকে স্যার, ওকে।
others.
So in my graph, like it is intersectioning one point, all the lines are intersecting together. Like
I,
there is a point coming in the middle.
I don't think you have done properly. You have to maintain the scale. When you are drawing a graph, you have to maintain the scale. It should not be like that. Okay, somebody please tell me what remains. What are the two? One, two,
Actually, sir, she is
3 minus
1,
1,
2, 3 minus 1.
1, 2,
4,
3
3,
minus 1,
2, 6. 4, 3,
3.
2, 6.
Huh?
4, 3, 2, 6.
4, 3.
4, 3, 2, 6.
Okay. So if you draw the graph, uh, you have to maintain the 1, 2, 3, 4. এই যে যদি ছবি একটু গন্ডগোল হয়ে যায় তাহলে কিন্তু মানে there will be difficulty. So
তাহলে করে মাপ নিয়ে করতে হবে।
you have to use scale. Here I
হুম।
am using a pen and pencil. You have to use scale. If it's a graph, it has to be properly drawn. Otherwise, it will be like in this case. Maybe
ঠিক।
if you are not maintaining scale, then you may face difficulty. 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so 1 to 4. 1 to 4 is like this. Then 2 to 3. 2 to 3 is like this. Then
3 to 2 at 1 minus 6.
3 to 2.
1 minus 6. 6 to 1 minus.
একই জায়গা দিয়ে যাচ্ছে বলতে চাইছো? All of you are saying কি I
Yes,
don't.
sir,
So
it is
I
the
have
same
used graph
thing.
paper and it is coming to 1 point only. I've checked with the graph as well.
Okay. In that case, okay, -1, 6. So minus one is here and 6 is somewhere. Oh, sorry. -1, 6. Then for this particular problem, you have to choose these three. Either You can choose 1, 4, 2, 3. So this is the point. Highest point of the lower envelope. Either there will be three different sets. 1, 4, 2, 3, or uh, 1, 4, 3, 2, or 1, 4,
3 to 1 in a six.
or 2, 3, 3, 2, like that.
Yes, sir.
In this case, it's a little different type of problem. I've given it from the exercise, so it is coming like that.
So which one will we
You can,
use, sir?
in fact, you can choose any one. Tie can be broken arbitrarily. Either this or this. Nothing. If all the three are coming at the same point, so you can choose any two strategies going through that particular point. So just mention that. Just mention that.
Sir, I got actually I haven't used scale, but I have got 3, 2, and -1 and 6.
3, 2, and -1 and 6. So
Yes,
that
sir.
Yes,
no.
sir. I'm also getting that only.
So highest point of
Yes,
the
sir. We are like
no lower envelope's highest point. I don't think it will be like that. Maybe can
Sir,
somebody
yes,
it
the
was
lower
Sir,
so
1, 4, 2,
end
3, sir.
highest
huh?
point will be
One,
the cross of made in the cross of 3
See. Actually, I am not.
-1 and 6.
I am not doing using proper scale. So you please uh, -1 and 6 like this. Uh,
Yes, sir.
2, 3, 3, 2. I don't know. Actually, I don't know. I don't know how. I think all the points are very near, isn't it?
Yes,
yes,
sir.
sir.
That is
Sir,
true.
but we're taking lowercase or uppercase because it
No,
is 2
if
into
it's
n.
a
Lowercase.
2 cross n, so then in that case you have to take the lower envelope, isn't it?
Lowercase. Yes,
No.
sir. Then it is coming minus 1 6 and 3 2.
3, 2.
So if
Yes.
everybody is, I don't know, say in that case I have to use graph paper. Uh, Otherwise, I have to accept whatever everybody is saying. What the okay? Let me check the answer. What is there in the book? Okay, that if linear combination of any two rows, please write. Sorry. Not linear. Convex combination. Convex combination of
Convex come.
plus first you write, then I'll explain. Convex combination of any two row is greater than equals to the any other row if convex combination of any two row is greater than equals to
Other
any
than
other
the
row, then the other row will be dropped. This is for the row, and for column, if convex combination of any two columns is less than equals to other column, another column.
Sir, please repeat.
Yes, for row convex combination, we write this way: lambda r1 plus 1 minus lambda r2 is greater than equals to r3. Then r3 is dropped. What is lambda? Lambda is a positive fraction. This is called convex combination. Lambda r1 plus, in fact, I should have written a lambda ri plus 1 minus lambda rj is greater than equals to rk. And I can be any row, j can be any other row, and k can be any the third row. Then rk is dropped. This is called convex combination. Lambda ri plus 1 minus lambda rj is greater than equals to rk, is greater than equals to kth row. Then rk is dropped. Where lambda is a positive fraction, means something like this: half R1 plus half R2 is greater than equals to R3. If it is like that, then R3 can be dropped. Or one third R1 and two third R2, like that. The convex combination, what is convex combination? These two has to be fraction, two fractions such a way that their sum is equals to 1. The fractions, these fractions are such that their sum is 1. That is what is called lambda is a positive fraction. That's why we have written lambda Ri plus 1 minus lambda Rj. And it could be the value of two fractions could be half, half, could be one third, two third. It could be three fifth, two fifth, could be anything. Such that their sum is 1. Their sum is 1. And now it's how this can be obtained. This can be obtained by using trial and error method, and that is why it is tricky. It is very difficult to find out that what are the two values, what are the two positive fractions that can give you a particular dominance property. Now, remember that is for row. Now, for column, it is a little different. So, for column, please write for column, if it is lambda ci plus 1 minus lambda cj is less than equals to ck, then ck is dropped. C means column, ith column and jth column. Convex combination of ith column and jth column is less than any other column. Then the bigger column is dropped. Again like this.
স্যার সি কে গ্রেটার দেন সি কে হবে তো
No, না,
সি
less than
গ্রেটার
হবে, less than হবে।
আচ্ছা আচ্ছা
কলামের
ঠিক
ক্ষেত্রে কলামের ক্ষেত্রে বড় কলামটাকে আমরা ড্রপ করছি, ভুল করলে হবে না।
আচ্ছা আচ্ছা হ্যাঁ হ্যাঁ ঠিক আছে
ck is dropped and lambda is a, mind that it's a positive fraction. Lambda is a positive fraction. So this is quite tricky to find the value of lambda, and that's why I was trying to avoid. সেই জন্যই ওই particular কি হলো? So